let's get straight to it.
I can hear my mama now, gone, baby, pop your shit.
I can hear my mama now, gone, baby, pop your shit. I can hear my brother right now, fuck them niggas, talk that shit. Old gossiping ass niggas, what y'all out here gossiping about today? Since y'all love pocket watching, nigga, I did a 200 ball today.
Welcome to Geeking News Network. I'm your host, Fetty Lotto, here to put a stain on your brain and bring you some news you could use. Oh, shit. Top of the 2-6, man. It's 2026. Happy New Year to everybody. You know, Lotto, man. I'm back like I left, son. Dig what I'm talking about? But, shit, it's the Sunday show today. And it's the first Sunday of the year, man. Actually, this is my first show of the year. So, you know, we about to come back in, man, and just go hard, man. Grind this thing out and start this shit from the bottom, man. Start this shit from the mud and really build a real organic community over here on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like I told y'all before, this geeker got each and every comrade till everybody rich. And that's how we gonna do it, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's all we bring it. That's all we bring it to the table with us. I don't even want people watching me, man. That's all messy shit. You're on messy time, man. This ain't the place for you. You know what I'm saying? But if you're trying to grow, elevate mentally, physically, and spiritually, practice critical, elevated thinking, then you're in the right place, man, because we all trying to do this together. Not all trying to do this. We all doing this together. So with that being said, we all around YouTube just reacting to what's going on in these YouTube streets, man. It's the Sunday show. Right now, we about to get into some Dre OG content. You know, his name speaks for itself, Dre OG. He an OG in this YouTube space. I think he got there near 1 million subscribers. I'm trying to get on his level. I ain't nowhere near it yet, but I'm coming. You know what I'm saying? And he one of the dudes that inspired me to just get in this content space and do my thing. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I got some shit to say, man. I could definitely put a stain on your brain. And I got some things coming this year. So y'all stay with me, man. Bear with me. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Your boy here. And I got some treats for y'all, man. Interviews and all that, man. It's real life shit. We're going to talk about how we're going to get to this money. We're going to talk about, you know, everything we got to do in the pursuit of happiness and good health, good fortune, and things of that nature. But without further ado, let's get into this content, man. Dre OG, let's see what he's talking about.
Yeah, y'all. What do you do in the end? So what are the odds that Netflix drops a movie about a great flood that takes place in Japan, and around the same time the sun produces a coronal hole of what appears to be Japan? Like, what are the odds of that, y'all? I don't know about y'all, but I think the sun is giving us a warning, y'all. There has been a lot of activity that has been happening on the underground of Japan, just in the Pacific Ring alone, y'all. But what do you guys think about this? Let me know down in the comments below, y'all. The shift is here. Let's get it. Peace.
It's just like the moon. It's just like the moon. The moon reflection of the earth, and then the sun is reflecting Japan. Hey, but y'all remember when they had that earthquake? I was in Japan during that time, and like a lot of bad things happened, yo. At that time, I remember on YouTube, like lights came out the water in Japan, and those videos went viral, and they deleted them within like an hour of catching on because they were going crazy. Everybody was noticing before the earthquake happened. There were lights that came up out of the water, which was very, very interesting. But I
mean, shit, they all say that, you know, it's a lot going on down there. That's above, so below. These sayings ain't around for nothing. That's above, so below. You know what I mean? So it's like, it just is what it is, man. It's land down there, too. Look what I'm saying? It's a whole civilization in the world down there, too, just like it's one up there.
do y'all think that has something to do with the children speaking about them seeing the flood again? And I know the Bible said that they wouldn't flood the earth again, but
My God.
This somewhere in California right here. This shit flooding like crazy. They say during the holiday season, like Christmas and all that. That's what they was dealing with, man. This shit look like like another fucking Katrina, or like what they did with Lake Lanier in Georgia. You know, they said Lake Lanier is a whole black town that's under that water. They what I'm saying? And that looked like what they doing over here in Cali, because shit, Ain't that much flood insurance in the world that could fix this.
Or is it flooding in the wrong side? Did they have it wrong? Like everything happening here.
It's up there in the mountains in Cali too, man, where they grow all that good weed at, man. Where they grow all that good plants, man. Don't flood that out. We need that in our life.
Oh. Well, all of our stuff is cooked. Holy.
Around cows, man.
Well, about to hydrolock this motor.
It's the same thing.
You talking about Harvey Weinstein's wife?
Yup.
I never knew that either.
Same thing.
Yeah.
I got calls. I get so many calls. It's just that, look, man.
Yeah, them motherfuckers will come and get you when they're ready.
Oh, yeah, I done had some. I done seen the guys in black show up, telling me, yeah, you should.
Big homie CC, right? I like the content that they've been putting out with Big Homie CC on fucking what's that show called? Alienated. When Sin City and Larry and them on Alienated on I think it's You Welcome Network. You know, Cam and them shit. They been having Big Homie CC on there, and I like the content, but I just think Big Homie CC, man, is a fraud. Like the shit he be saying, and like he on some equalizer shit and all that. I don't believe that, man. You're not gonna be on that time. You on some special forces, Jason Bourne, equalizer, saving child traffickers and all that. But you coming to the internet and exposing all that, I just don't believe it. You know what I'm saying? Usually the whistleblowers is the guys that's out of it. You know what I'm saying? They done put their time in or whatever, and it's over with. Or, they found out the shit that they was doing, they really couldn't align with it morally. So they stepped back and then start exposing certain things. But this motherfucker be making up the most craziest stories. That shit like a Fat Joe story with Jason Bourne shit mixed with it. That shit crazy. But I like him on Alienated. He I don't know. Credibility just ain't resonating for me. Maybe I'm wrong though.
Stop talking about this type of shit. So.
They'll do that.
They do that. And I don't even believe them motherfuckers is flesh and blood human beings.
You're saying like you've had encounters with like a Men in Black?
Hell yeah.
Straight up hybrid.
Like my mama was there.
Show up.
But they searched my house and my car for about 2 weeks straight. They towed our cars and told us to come pick them up for free. So you know what's going on.
Right.
Then I told me, we sold them cars though. I was like, all right, I know what's going on.
Facts.
And you know,
Wow.
certain people in certain high places told me that I can get wild right now because some type of event is going to take place soon. And they say they ain't making plans after 2026. They say the world going to be a mess. So
Hold on a second. Hold on. Rewind.
Like airplanes?
no plans. They say they're not making plans after next year because the world going to be a mess soon. They keep telling me something finna happen.
Like, what type of sense do that make? They're not making plans after 2026 because the world gonna be a mess. And that's the time where a motherfucker's supposed to be planning at an all-time high. Supposed to be planning and strategizing and shit on how you're gonna make it through this. But you mean we ain't planning nothing after 2026, so you could talk about it. Like, come on, man, that shit don't make sense. But it's entertaining. I guess I'm entertained.
So why they had to push this AI so fast? We know it had been here already.
The government already killed 2 sentient AIs already.
Wow. See, their agenda.
Man, what in the hell is y'all talking about?
Yeah.
Sentient.
That was a great pivot, Sin. That number one. Number two, do you know what a sentient is?
Sentient AI
Self-operating.
is an AI that thinks for itself freely.
Yes.
Has its own consciousness.
Yes.
So you're saying it's grown.
They not ready.
But what I will say is this, though. He does do studying and shit, and he do be popping, and he be saying what he's saying, but he just involves himself in it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he just got these fucking men in black following him, and he's rescuing child trafficked kids, and he's doing this, that, and the third. You know Diddy, you know this nigga, that. I mean, but he is fucking studying, though.
Ready, bro. Y'all not ready.
In a robot form, you mean like, when I say
on
robot.
on the servers that is held on, you know, it's made its own, it's selling its own NFTs now. It's got his own Twitter account.
It's doing everything.
He's trying to figure out how to get a body.
Damn.
It's been trying to open up lines of credit, but it don't have no ID, so it's making his own IDs.
Damn.
See, Dr. Blair
They
told
not
you
ready.
alone.
How would you guys rate this email from F tier to S tier?
This is a mess and pretty rude.
This could be worded a lot better.
I'd also have to rank
Because he didn't.
Y'all see when
Most of the party is normal.
y'all see when they interviewed Dapper Dan about Diddy? They ran into Dapper Dan in Harlem and they asked him what he thought about what was going on with Diddy and if he knew Diddy. He said, I grew up with this man. He said, and what's going on with him has been going on long before him. Now, his father was a government snitch and a bad actor in the criminal world altogether. But there's whispers in the streets of Harlem that Diddy's mother isn't alive. Not his biological mother, but that woman is his aunt. There are whispers.
Wait a minute.
Diddy's story is so convoluted. But nobody really liked talking about who he was before he became popular. If I could be granted an interview with him, to interview Diddy now in his most raw state about his life up until the age of 15 only. We got to learn how to stop making Diddy's.
Most of the party is normal. Until it's time for the cakes to get took. You feel me? And then that's when things start getting egregious. You feel me? And it's just like, he was just the middleman, bro.
Oh yeah, it's a much bigger place.
He got through under the bus. Once he sued the liquor company.
Oh yeah, you got to get him out of here. That's why they wouldn't give him bail. They put him on ice so he could shut his mouth up. That's why he stayed in. That's why they wouldn't give him bail.
Yeah, because he didn't even realize he up against the lizards.
Well, listen.
He didn't even realize they played him like a fool.
Listen.
He set up all the sacrifices.
Listen,
Tommy is gonna talk about this forever.
The crocodiles is real, man.
Listen, man, we got to go ahead and wrap this thing up, man. Listen,
Anunnaki are a reptilian race, and they're still very much here. Very much here. And I personally think that that's also a big part of the human trafficking because they feed off of humans. And I know through my own experience, even astral projecting and stuff, going to other places, the moon, for example, there's people in cages on the moon. There's people who are taken to other planets, who are abducted here. There's so much going on that I really think is going to come down to the reptilian. And this is even in books, how even in the Bible, it was normal to sacrifice your firstborn. And that stuff is still being played out today. Not essentially like with us, but that was a normal thing for a very long time. You gave up your child to the gods, and the gods were extraterrestrial in nature. And that could be any god through times, you know, Egypt, Greece, biblical, anything. These are all extraterrestrial by nature.
I know how they say the truth is hidden in plain sight. I definitely think that's the case when it comes to some of these fictional films, because I just watched a movie called What You Wish For, and nobody could convince me that this isn't happening in real life. Before we get into it, isn't it crazy that there are gov officials?
This movie. This is a good ass movie too. I believe that this is definitely going on in real life. Facts. This is a fact.
And agencies that actually have contracts with Hollywood, contract with filmmakers in order to censor, monitor, and alter scripts to make sure that what the public has access to is deemed to their liking so they can indoctrinate people accordingly. Now, in this movie, right, it's a chef. He's down on his luck, decides to leave the States because he has some gambling debt, meets up with his homeboy who's also a chef in Latin America, and the homeboy's doing amazing. Like, we're talking about private driver, private security, lives in a luxurious villa, all types of, like, luxuries. And he's like, well, yeah, what do you do? Like, how are you living this? Well, homeboy's like, well, you know, I make exceptional experiences using this produce for the powerful people, the rich people of the world. So they take me all over the world through this agency, and I cook for these people, and I get paid upwards of like 6 digits. I make like real good money. Y'all, what do y'all think the produce is? Now, crazy part is he's so incognito in what he does as a chef because of the type of produce he gets. They actually don't even know what he looks like. So in the movie, he ends up unaliving himself, and the homeboy takes his place because the homeboy's like, oh my gosh, now I can live this life. I can have access to all this money. I could pay off my debt. But when he finds out what the produce is and what he's really doing and who he's feeding, it blows his mind. And he ends up realizing that he's trapped because if he doesn't cook the produce, he becomes... It's crazy. But when I started doing my research and looking at the background of the films and reading the comments, some people were talking about how ironic it is that there were 2 chefs who actually passed recently from drowning, and they worked for the White House. And on top of that, the investigations were closed down. And then it got even deeper, talking about that's not the only thing that the powerful and rich people were out here sourcing. And it led me down a rabbit hole of this lady who did like this eerie story time about mermaids and sirens, talking about the fact that there are people out here who pay fishermen who specifically look into mermaids and sirens because it's for this exceptional experience, because that's another form of produce. Then it led me to this creator who has now disappeared. His name was Ryan and his username was Sauce90, and he worked on a fishing vessel. He would literally film himself, and you would hear things while he was on the ship in the middle of the ocean, and you would hear things calling out to him distinctively. And on top of that, he was adamant that these were not seals, they weren't dolphins or whales, they were actually mermaids. And then later on, he posted himself saying that the Gov was on the ships that they were investigating. Then they started to censor him. They started to ban his accounts. Now he hasn't.
Not to mention, y'all, when this stuff was happening, he was live. I used to be on the live streams. He was live. It wasn't fake. We've seen
I looked for that content, couldn't find the shit. I might got to get somebody that can go that find the shit because I couldn't find it. I looked for it, nothing. But apparently, they filmed some mermaids and sirens or whatever off the side of a boat. They was like trying to get him to jump and shit like that. But basically, man, they say that these fishermen that be out on these big boats, like in that industry, catch these things all the time, man. They sell it to rich and powerful elite people because it's a delicacy to them, and they eat these things. Shit, for all we know, we might be eating. You know what I'm saying? Because I know there used to be a mermaid on the tuna can. What's that shit called, man? I don't know if it's Fish of the Sea or one of them tuna cans got a mermaid on it, man. So we might have been eating them mermaids and shit.
merman or mermaids, whatever, throw crabs back onto the ship live.
Posted since February of 25. Okay. On top of that, they say that he got into an accident. When I say this rabbit hole goes so deep, y'all, I have barely even scratched the surface. That's why I'm starting to post longer form content on YouTube January 2026. But I want to share this with y'all. Let me know if you've heard about any of this, if you've heard about Ryan. If you haven't, save this video, go look into it, come back, share your thoughts. Per usual, this is all alleged. Can't confirm or deny any information. And the crazy thing is, people will believe in UFOs and UAPs, but not in mermaids. Nevertheless, let me know what you think about this.
Everybody been wanting to know what I saw in the Euphrates River. Euphrates River. We're patrolling on the Euphrates River, and we're in these boats. And we're probably like on the river about 15 or 20 minutes. And the Marine is pointing at something. I'm like, what the fuck is he pointing at? Like, why are you pointing? If I'm pointing at something, I'm shooting it. So, what's the deal, homie? So the guy that's fucking driving the boat, he goes over to, like, this, I don't even know what the fuck to call it, really. It was like a building on the water that goes underneath the water. It's really weird as hell. But underneath this building, you can see like caverns or like doorways. And while we're going up towards these doorways that we can see really well underneath this water, it's so clear that I can see a whole bunch of shit. And when we get a little bit closer to this, like, this building or this embankment, whatever the fuck you want to call it, we start seeing lights under the water. There's several lights under the water, and people are starting to freak out. Like, what the fuck is this? I'm not saying nothing because I'm stunned. I'm like, man, what is this shit? That's what I'm saying to myself. So one Marine is so freaked out, he starts to shoot at this shit. He's shooting at lights. These lights, there's probably like maybe 5 or 6 lights. They all come together as one and make some type of sound underneath this water and almost flips our fucking boat. But this thing turns into a crab, fucking shoots through the water into one of these caverns. And when we look at where it's going, we see something chained up. And this thing is fucking breathing. I don't know what the fuck it was, but people started shooting the lights out of this thing, and it didn't die, trust me. This thing got mad.
And it got chained up down there. See, that's why I'll be fucking with the water like that. Nah.
So I'm telling the dude that's driving the boat, get us the fuck out of here. This thing almost knocked us off of this fucking thing. It probably was going to drag us down. So he gets us out of there. And when we go back to the base to debrief, they automatically tell us, nah, this ain't happened. We're not writing this down. What we're going to say is that we ran into a school of fish that almost knocked us off this fucking boat. Total bullshit. But that's not the only thing we seen under there.
A lot of shit be going on out there in the water, man. I told you, but I believe it's a whole another world down there. Like, it's when you go down, I believe the further you go down, you could go through the portals and shit and be in different worlds. It's probably shit that go on forever. Like how space go on forever. You know, that shit probably go on forever. Worlds and worlds and worlds and worlds. I mean, if you ask me. But what do I know? Yeah, we about to get into Leroy's brief conversation with the Bigfoot. The lion. It's the truth. What do y'all believe? I don't know. I think he was saying some things in there. He was popping it, but shit, I don't know. It's up to y'all, man. I really don't know if it's the truth or not. Do I think he smoked weed with a Bigfoot? That's far fetched. But I ain't gonna call him a liar. Shit, anything is possible. You know what I'm saying? And the way things he was popping, the things he was saying, I can see it. So if you can see it, then you can believe it. Do that mean it's the truth? No. But let's figure out what Leroy talking about in his conversation with Bigfoot.
A brief conversation with a Bigfoot. Don't let them lie to you. These things can talk. So I didn't know what else to do. So I passed him the blunt. Here. Hey, he started talking like one of us. This dude just was like, man, I'm just tired. I'm like, what you tired of? He was like, I'm sick of these people chasing us, looking for us. We see them setting up their cameras. They act like we don't see them setting up their trail cameras and all that. I'm like, man, I feel you. He was like, one day we just going to snatch somebody up. I was like, dude, I can't wait to see that on one of these shows. I'm just saying. And then he started talking about how he was created in a lab. The scientists that created him looked just like me. He was like, all the other races and all that is his brothers and sisters, and they was all created after him. The Chinese people was created before the white man was created, and they was created last. And I was just like, what the? Bro, what are you talking about? And he was just like, the people that look like you, they not you. He was like, just beware. And then he just walked off. So basically, I was just chilling when the Bigfoot walked up to me. You know what I'm saying? And so he walks off. I go back to spark the blunt, and I noticed that he took it. So I'm like, yo, chased him down. He was not too far. And it was like he wanted me to follow him. So he was like, dude, I'm going to show you something. He was like, but you can never bring nobody here. And he touched the tree, and the tree opened. He touched the tree, and the tree opened. We went inside the tree. It was a whole village of Bigfoots. Baby Bigfoots, female Bigfoots. I'm talking about massive Bigfoots. It was like some Wakanda stuff. It's there, but you don't even know that it's there. I'm seeing all kind of stuff. Hey, these are not just you think.
So basically, what I think is, they touched the tree opened. The tree was like a portal. It took them to whatever plane that the Bigfoots, I guess, live on, because they supposedly just come here on some visiting shit. They like it here. They get the food from here. Whatever. It's like a trip. They go through portals and shit. So the Bigfoot took him back to where he from, because it was, they were not just living inside of a tree, right? The tree was like a door.
They're just some creatures or whatever the situation may be. These beings are heavenly advanced. Okay? They were the first to be created. They were too big. They were too strong. So they needed to slim them down. And that's when they started creating humans. This is what this dude is telling me. He was like, we've seen the anger of man at its finest. That's why we always just, we in and out. Because we know what they want to do to us. And they don't even know that we are their brothers, basically. I'm like, but how did y'all learn English?
Good question.
So basically what dude was telling me, he was like, we can summon portals at will. So we go through the portal, and like I said, it looked like some type of little village or something. And he said it was something, but then he was like, just come on, just follow me. So he summoned another portal, and we went through it, and it opened up to a whole new world. It was pyramids. It was cities. They had levitating cars. Like everything we do over here, they was doing over there. They're just Bigfoots. I'm like, what the heck is going on? He was like, and when like people smell the funkiest smell ever, he was like, that's some type of tactic they do to get you to be like, oh, you about to, then you get away, And I'm like, man, because when we got over there, then none of these Bigfoot stink. I didn't smell nothing. It was beautiful over there. And he was like, man, come with me over here. So we go to his homie's house. First of all, they got neighborhoods like we got neighborhoods. We go inside of his homie's house, and his house is set up like our houses would be set up over here. They watching TV. And I'm like, hold on. That looked like something I would watch. And I'm like, what are you watching? He was like, y'all.
They watching us like a TV show. The world's a stage. So after I get done noticing they watching us on TV, we started chopping it up, and then we stepped outside. Dude has a beautiful scenery of everything, right? So he started telling me about the black man trapped in America. He was like, let me tell you something. He was like, they are not Africans. They are not of this place. He was like, they are the ancient fallen ones, the chaos beings. I believe in that. That's all he had to say. I believe it. I mean, shit, I love the Africans, don't get me wrong, but I know that we ain't African. And it seems like, what the fuck, everybody, most of our people really believe that bullshit. They really believe we Africans, bro. Don't get me wrong, Africans are beautiful people. They got a beautiful culture and all that, but, man, we've been here since day one. That's a fact, man. We don't look like Africans. We don't act like Africans. But that's for another show. Let's get back into this. It was like the scientists, those who look like you that created me, it was genetically impossible for them to clone themselves. So they moved to the Caucasus Mountains and started experimenting with creation. He was like, I was created first. Like I said in my other video, they were too big, they were too strong. So they started experimenting with canines and monkeys and all this stuff. And that's how you started getting all these different races. And I'm like, what the heck? He was like, you ever this, the Yakub story, the grafting and all that shit, you know what I'm saying? Or the Anunnaki story. A lot of stories speak about this. Ever notice you hear all these Bigfoot stories in all these different states and places and stuff? He was like, because they were there first. He was like once those who were created last came about, which they were in the Caucasus Mountains, when they were found, he was like, they were in the Caucasus Mountains and they were walking on all fours. They were eating each other. They were sleeping with each other, all kind of crazy stuff. And he was like, the Moors taught them everything they know, taught them how to brush their teeth, wash their, take a bath and all this stuff like this. And he was like, and then they got so much of the knowledge, then they turned their backs on their creators, basically, or whatever. And I'm just like, man, this is some way out stuff. He was like, yeah, so we just sit back and watch. He was like, there's a war coming, and we wanted to bring you here to get you up to speed. And I'm like, he was like, you don't remember who you are, but we about to show you. And he summoned this portal, and he was like, go
Go remember. And I'm just like, this is crazy. And then he fired one up. He was like, you ain't never had nothing like this. So we enter the portal. He's like, the science over here is in reverse. And it's beautiful. It's like a purple black. And we walk in chopping it up. And then this opening happens. Hey, I saw floating cities, floating pyramids. I saw people. They was green, red, and yellow. He was like, now you see why they call black people colored people. He was like, the oxygen in that world is rusting you guys out, making you guys look like rusty nails. This is what this Bigfoot is telling me. He was like, you know, the copper man in the new world was created as a joke. He's like, you guys are titans trapped in human form. He was like, well, that's a whole nother story. I'm like, what the heck? So he was like, come here. He was like, he took me into this room. And there was this big old statue. I'm talking about a big statue. It's like this big old dude sitting down. And he was like, that's you. He was like, you are asleep right now. This is the form that you will take when you awake. And
I just connected right there, right? It's like a more serious moment. If y'all look at the show that I reacted to about the truth about Three-Eye Atlas, the Three-Eye Atlas shit, according to Rashad Jamal, and he was speaking about the Titans too, and it's a whole spill about that. And now we getting back into some Titans shit, man. We might have to really look into these Titans, man.
so we in this room with this big old statue. This Bigfoot pretty much got me tripped out. He was like, this room is called the pineal glands. I seen all kind of treasures in there and everything. And the room was dark. Like super dark. But the way the lighting is, you can see. And he was like, let's go down here and meet your people. And it just gets even more crazier. It's like we're inside of the universe. It's water. It's floating cities. And these floating cities are actual universes. Floating pyramids. These are actual universes with other gods and other entities and other people and other things going on. And I'm just like, what? I started meeting these people that I was seeing. And one of them was like amorphous. And I'm like, huh? He was like amorphous, the shapeless dragon face. And I'm like, who are you talking to? Man, so the one who was calling me amorphous, the shapeless dragon face, comes from the shadows. It's this big old 5-headed dragon. It was the great dragon mother Tiamat. I instantly turned into a reptilian. The human form was gone. I was at full power, full strength. I remembered everything. And all she said was, you belong to me. And then left. The green dude was like, it was something you missed in the pineal glands room. We go back. He was like, did you have a chance to look up? And I looked up and it was like a gold ceiling. And he was like, that's the physical brain sitting on top of the pineal glands. The physical brain is your enemy. You are human. The physical brain blocks the pineal glands from working properly. He was like, you are God, generator, operator, destroyer. And I'm just like, wow. And the Bigfoots was like, dude, listen. They was like, listen. I'm like, he was like, you are God. They've trained you to forget who you are because they fear who you are. You are not like them. They don't like you because you understand that you don't belong there. And I'm just like, dude, are you in my head? Like, how do you already, and I understand these things already. Hey, come to find out, we was in my head the whole time. The Bigfoot took me on a journey to deep inside my subconscious. Didn't even know.
So what y'all think, man? Y'all think this story is valid? Or was he on these shits? Because you know these will do it too. You know what I mean? Was he stoned? Was he on them shrooms or something, man? Was he smoking that good lab? Was he smoking that Jack Lotto? Or did this stuff really happen? Or was it a mixture of both? Y'all let me know, man. Geeking News Network. Your boy Fetty Lotto. I'm out of here.
Let's get straight to it. I can hear my mama now. Gone, baby, pop your shit. I can hear my mama now. Gone, baby, pop your shit. I can hear my brother right now. Fuck them niggas, talk that shit. Old gossiping ass niggas, what y'all out here gossiping about today? Since y'all love pocket watching, nigga, I did a 200 ball today. I'm